Hi, it's Graham here, and I've been lucky enough to get myself out for another wild camp. And I'm hopefully on my way to England's newest bothy. Now this could turn out to be a disaster because I'm somewhere I swore I'd never return to. I'm in the Kielder area and it's summer. About 7 or 8 years ago I went wild camping here for the first time in the summer, and the midges were absolutely biblical. I mean, the west coast of Scotland has got a bad reputation, but the midges here are almost as bad, if not as bad. The saving grace is that we're heading for a bothy, and midges tend not to go inside bothies, I hope. And that it's forecast for a bit of a fresh breeze, and that'll blow the little swines away, so we'll see. I've got a pipe as well, so they don't like tobacco smoke, so I've heard that might work. I'm not out by myself, as you can see, two shifty figures lurking in the background. Oi. I'm out with...
Sorry mate.
Two...
Done, you Sunday! Come here now!
That's Sean's dog. He doesn't want to get her wet. She was about to go in the reservoir. I'm out with two extremely good friends of mine, although I would never tell them that. I'm out with Silky Nick, he of the Northumberland pipes, and I'm out with Sean P, Master Butcher. There's another structure close to here that I'm quite interested in seeing as well, and I'm going to see if I can find it. I think I'm quite close. I'm searching for something called the wave chamber, and I think it's just around the corner. And here it is. It's a little stone built dome structure. With a very cute little door. The idea is the whole chamber acts as a camera obscura, and it's got a lens and a mirror at the top, and if you sit there long enough to allow your eyes to adapt, you supposedly can see the waves dancing on the floor from the reservoir. Let's have a look inside. It's a cool little door. Oh wow. Little stone seat there. And I guess this is the painted white floor that you can see the waves refracting on. And yeah, if you look up there, there's a little lens and mirror. What a cool little structure this is. I love it. Ah, this is amazing. We've just had a phone call from the fourth member of our party who set off before us, and the way that he took to the bothy is blocked with trees, which doesn't sound very promising. And he's going to drop back to the main path and might be able to rendezvous with him. Absolutely beautiful day so far, and this is a big open area in Kielder, and it looks, I mean, it looks as if it could be midge infested, but it also looks very beautiful and a lovely place to camp. The Kielder area is so big, there's so much to explore. Like, I've been coming here since I was a kid, and I haven't seen a quarter of it. There's always something new to find. And I reckon the sculpture trail is one of the best in the country. The art installations, absolutely fascinating and great when you come across them. I haven't seen them all. I've been keeping my eye out, and I've seen some absolutely fabulous places to camp when winter comes. There's a deer fence there, which is obviously working because the new growth trees behind there look pretty healthy. Nice to see a bit of regeneration. As we've come away from the lake show, or the reservoir show, the silence has just descended, and it feels really quiet and remote. You don't have to go very far into Kielder to get a feeling that there's just nobody around at all. There are a few cars in the car park, and I think that could potentially mean someone's hiked to the Bothy before us. But and that's fine if they have. You know, the thing about Bothies is that you've got to get on with whoever's in there. It doesn't have a stove though, and I think that makes it a less attractive Bothy to some. I just think, and I might be wrong, but it makes it like less of a booze party destination, if you know what I mean. I could be wrong, but maybe. I hesitate to say this, but even though the wind's dropped away from the lake shore, there's not a sign of the dreaded M. And I'm not going to say the name because that'll just summon them. But of course, it could be because I'm walking and they might come out when I stop. But keep your fingers crossed for us. And here's the Bothy here. It's a sight for sore eyes. Not been inside yet, but it looks a very neat little place. Little wooden seat outside. Lovely little window frame. Bellingburn barn. We found it. Let's have a look inside the Bothy, yeah? Looks, there's a couple of reprobates already in here, just ignore them. And there's Silky Nick pumping up his mat. But what a lovely, clean looking Bothy. There's a kitchen area here, and there's no stove, but there's a nice
It's warm, isn't it?
so sleeping platforms around 3 walls. That's our gear there. Maisie's making herself at home. I think what's interesting about this Bothy is what's not here. No leftover candles, there's no pasta, there's no tomato ketchup, there's no leftover bottles of whiskey. There's a really nice book holder, Bellingburn barn logbook. There'll not be many in. Boozy Bike Club, Puff Paw Pedal. That's the spirit, lads. Wonderful little Bothy, such a little diamond. What a little gem. Very enjoyable. What a treasure this place is. And people like the place. And I tell you what, there's no mouse droppings either. So the resident mouse might not have taken up residence yet. He'd be along sooner or later, I'd have thought though. Right, I'm not planning on stopping in the Bothy. I've got a new bit of kit to test. For the very first time I've been offered a tent. So I'm pretty excited about it. I'm going to get a picture outside. I'll have to hurry because the midges are starting to swarm. And it's a single skin tent, so it might not be the ideal tent for these circumstances, but we'll see. So it's a fairly easy tent to pitch. All you do is put 5 pegs in the corners and then set your walking pole to 125 centimeters and pop that in. It's a single skin design, like I've said, and first impressions that the materials are pretty good and the stitching's good. I think the production quality isn't bad at all. The corners are reinforced with extra bits of material and stitching here. I do like this feature at the top. It's got reinforced material and it's got a a loop here, so it means that if you are in a forest or there was a tree or a structure above you, you could just tie a bit of paracord here and tie it up, and then you wouldn't need a centre pole at all. It's got a vent here, which I feel could have done with a bit of reinforced strip of you know, plastic or something, so you can actually make it stand out, but it seems to be lacking that, which is a shame. I can easily remedy that though. It's a pretty unusual colour, isn't it? I've never seen a tent like that. I'm not sure what I would describe it as. Maybe tiger stripe camo? It has got some nice little features inside the tent. At the apex there is a little hook, which I always like to see. You can hang my light from that. And it's got mesh triangle at the very top of the doors. There's a little pocket at the head end, there's an organiser. All the way around on the bottom above the bathtub is mesh, a couple of inches high, which I think is absolutely necessary for a tent like this. No matter what happens, you are going to get condensation in a tent like this. It's just inevitable, because humans are just moisture producing machines. Every time we expire water vapour, it will condense and cool on you know, cold fabric, and that's what this tent is. If I've got one criticism, it's that this mesh here, I think the whole front door should have been made of mesh to maximise the ventilation. We're getting a pretty generous porch area as well, easily big enough to cook in if you need to cook inside. But for the money, you're getting quite a lot of tentage here, and it's got some nice features, but I think you've just got to choose the right circumstances for it. Anywhere where you can leave the doors open and get a bit of wind, a bit of breeze would be much better. And I'm not going to be able to leave these doors open tonight because of the midgie bird. So it's not ideal circumstances for this tent, but that doesn't mean to say it's a bad tent or I'm not going to use it. I think it just needs to be in the right circumstances. Look at this, folks. Nick's just found an old hay rake. He reckons from the 1930s.
There would have been a seat on it. Should have been. Maybe it was a horse-drawn one.
It looks in pretty good nick. Forgive the pun. Doesn't it? I mean, obviously it's a bit rusty, but it's still got its wheels on. Oh, are the midges there? Oh dear. Right, retreat, retreat. This month I'd like to thank Steve from Northern Hookers and John Gaskell, who both very kindly bought me a coffee, and thanks very much, lads. As ever, it is much appreciated, and goes straight back to the channel. Cheers. Anybody that's been watching my videos knows that I've been married to a lovely woman for the last 32 years. But you know, like I've said before, any marriages has got ups and downs, and we're going through a bit of a rough patch at the minute. In fact, we had an argument, and she started throwing cricket balls at me. She threw 5 cricket balls, and I said, look, one more and it's over. It's funny because 6 cricket balls make an over in cricket, but over could mean I didn't get enough attention as a kid, you know. I just want to be funny. Okay. Whatever. This beetroot stuff isn't bad. Look at that. Very tasty. I put some extra chilli in, made it a bit better. We'll keep opening the door to see if it's safe to go back outside, because we're getting a bit kippered in here with that midge repellent stuff, and Sean's got an amazing baggie from the Curvig. It smells lovely, by the way. But we're getting like kippers, so we'll keep opening the door to see if it's safe to go outside and get some fresh air in. But it's like well past dark now, and there's just still hordes of midges. You can see me torch beam. We'll try again in half an hour. It's just a midgie bird in here is like it's got horrific. I'm going to have a go of Sean Mack's Cervig Pipe Club Bothy Flake. He's very kindly offered me a pipeful, so I'm going to rub this till I can smoke it and have a try. It smells beautiful, by the way. So I'm having this pipe just to keep the midges away. That's all I'm doing it for. I've carried this beer since March. It's called Bothy, so I've been waiting until I was in a Bothy before I gave it a review. Cracking pocket knife this, by the way. It's like something your granddad would carry, and it's got some nice beefy blades on it. There's an initial hoppy promise that soon gives way to a bitter resinous note. Just like life. And then after the third or fourth sip, what I'm getting is just a crashing, nauseous wave of existential despair, like reading Jean-Paul Sartre's Nausea, the existentialist philosophy classic when you're a bedsit student in the dark when you can't afford potato soup for your supper. And you realise all things must pass. Men, mountains, streams, planets, all things will end, and you realise your place in the universe is utterly meaningless, yet somehow you've still got to answer that one flaming email from work. I mean, that's a funny bunch of flavours, but I do like it. Now, I know I was meant to be giving you a good review of that new tent that I've got, but I've shown you it, I've shown you around it, you've got my initial feelings on it, and I'm sorry Tenplay, I'm just going to have to take it on my next camp and sleep in it then. But for now, good night folks, I'll see you in the morning for a hot chocolate. Morning folks, I must have been ready for it because I slept like an absolute log last night. I'm going to get some breakfast, I'm going to get some British Army ration pack cola bottles. Me and Silky Nick slept in the Bothy last night. Really comfortable sleep, absolutely fantastic. The other lads, Sean and Sean, outside in the tent, they did notice something odd last night. There was a car came down the gravelly forest road, just crawled along and had spotlights on Sean's tent for a minute or two. No idea what that was. We think probably it could be one of the rangers just checking up and checking we hadn't lit any fires outside or anything, but we're not really sure. But then just turned around and crawled back up the forest road again. No idea. Anyway, I'm going to get myself a hot chocolate now. I borrowed this hot chocolate from I've just had a night in York and stopped in a really unusual hotel. It was all dark inside, like a vampire's den or something. Really nice boutique hotel. I think I might take my good lady wife back to it. But borrowed this hot chocolate from it, and that's what I'm having this morning. I absolutely love hot chocolate in the morning. I'm not so big on tea because I think unless it comes in a china mug, it never tastes quite right. And coffee's just, sometimes it's just got too much caffeine. But a hot chocolate borrowed from a hotel. It's often just the thing. Gorgeous morning turning. Midges are out. I'm going to finish my chocolate in the Bothy. So this is where we camped last night, folks, and leave no trace applies just as much to a Bothy as it does to wild camping. A Bothy's still one of those areas in modern life that relies on the kindness of strangers, and it doesn't need to abuse that. So we're tidying up and brushing all the rubbish out.
Dead flies.
And dead flies. Well folks, had an absolutely smashing time last night, and thank you for coming along for the journey. Much appreciated, and I'll see you on the next one.